Woo! We live, boys.
We live?
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome to Beer and Beef Jerky. We have both of those.
Oh, my favorites.
Yeah. This week we are supporting our boys over at Sapporo. We have a cat on the table. There's a cat on the table.
A frequent visitor of the
Yes.
Beer and Beef Jerky podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to hang out right here for a little bit.
It's fine. Oh, man. There is a lot to talk about
We got some stuff going on.
this week.
DC FanDome.
Yeah, I hate the FanDome thing.
Oh, it's necessary.
What is that?
The dome, meaning like everybody's got to be in a dome these days because it's...
Oh, is that
Yeah.
Is that why?
Let me tell you what DC FanDome did more than anything. Hey, the cat's back.
Oh my god.
It gave us the blueprint for what a virtual convention needs to be. Go ahead and take a few sips there.
Don't let the cat drink beer on TV.
Okay. I'm sorry. Maybe later when we're not on camera, apparently. It's not allowed. Wise man. Why won't this thing stay?
Huh? I don't know.
Okay. I'll just stay there. All right. Japanese beer.
Japanese beer, American beef jerky.
I think beef jerky is inherently American.
American.
But yes, DC FanDome did some cool stuff.
That's what it sounds like.
But their little D23 did some really cool things. Had some exciting announcements. Had a lot of good panels. They did some smart things by not having like super long panels, so people could jump in and jump out.
Yeah.
So it's very cool. So
Yeah, but I don't want to start with DC FanDome yet because
yes,
spoiler, we're going to talk a lot about Batman today. But there's one big thing that may or may not be going on with...
this starts the week of Batman.
It does, yeah. I don't know...
Ooh, shiny, beautiful little kitty. Right there on camera. This is like a recurring character.
Yeah, I know.
All right, anyway, go ahead. Let's do it.
I want to start with Halo because I haven't been able to talk about video games in a long time. And for I think on the last podcast, I talked a little bit about Halo being delayed.
Yep.
Which is a big deal because Halo Infinite was supposed to be the killer app for the new Xbox coming out. But it was also going to be a big deal because it was supposed to bridge the gap between the current Xbox One and the new Xbox coming out. So that means that everybody on the Xbox One can play Halo, and everybody on the Xbox Series X, which is a new one, can play Halo, and everybody on PC can play Halo, and we're all one big happy family. But
everybody's playing Halo.
Everybody should be playing Halo, but we can go over here to the article, and
wow,
this is from Video Game Chronicle.
Impressive.
But it might be... The development of Halo Infinite might be to the point where we don't see the Xbox One version at all.
Wow.
Which is a big deal because that was the whole thing, is that Microsoft wanted all of their games that would be coming out for the next generation to be playable on the current generation for like the first 2 years of the system's life, which is not how it has been since consoles. That's not how it's been, because you couldn't play Nintendo 64 games on the GameCube, and you could play Wii games on the GameCube, but that's a different kind of situation, or GameCube games on the Wii, but that's a different situation. It's essentially like they wanted everything to just be one ecosystem, which isn't really how things are supposed to work in the console space. That's more of a PC type things, because the PCs are ever upgrading. You can buy parts for your PC and make them more powerful to play the newer games, or if you have older parts, you can play the older games just perfectly fine. It's the same kind of situation where they were developing this game mainly for the next Xbox, and they were trying to make it work for the older Xbox. And I have an Xbox One S, which is the mid-grade Xbox One. because there's the original Xbox One that was underpowered to start. Then there was the Xbox One X or S where they kind of like got it right, and then there was the Xbox One X, which is super powerful, but still not as powerful as the ones coming out here soon. But on my Xbox, it would be running way less than reported here. It is reported on here. I'm going to try to get to the same spot on the article that I can see on my laptop here, but it is reported that the Xbox One version of this game is in heavy disarray because it's just not powerful enough. Like, the whole point of moving on to the next generation is so we can have these bigger and better games that look better, that play better, that do all these things better than what we can have now. So and that was the main point of...
So you're saying that they're saying, Sony? Microsoft is saying that the Xbox One might not be powerful enough to play the game.
There are industry insiders that are saying this is a rumor. It's not confirmed. It's a rumor that the Xbox One situation might be different.
This is what they're claiming.
This is what people are saying. This is what people from the industry insiders are saying, that the developers are saying that they're having problems with the Xbox One version because of course they are. And I figured that was going to be the situation. It was either going to come out and it was just going to run shittily on the older Xboxes and run perfectly, totally fine. Shittily. Or it was going to run perfectly fine on PC and on the newer Xbox. But then what's the point of driving all your resources to trying to make this new game work on this older hardware?
Right.
What's the point? The point is the install base. But essentially what a new generation brings on is a fresh start.
Question.
Okay.
My first thought is that the truth?
Is what the truth?
Is that the truth? If they're going to scrap the Xbox One version, is that why? Is that really why? Because the Xbox One can't handle it?
It can't.
Because... I mean, is it me being a conspiracy theorist, but isn't there, because of COVID and everything else, and because of some delays?
No, COVID doesn't... They talk about it, and I believe they talk about it in this article, but they talk about like how it's just... They have COVID right now, so developing games is hard anyway. But making a game that's supposed to be the next evolution work on older hardware sometimes just doesn't work.
Right, no, I get that. And that could very well be true. I'm just saying, just to, again, throw a conspiracy wrench into it, wasn't there some question as to whether or not the sales of the new Xbox were going to be what they needed to be because of COVID and everything else that was going on surrounding it?
No, I think that the newer Xbox was with Halo launching. People buy systems for certain games. Right. I buy Nintendo systems for all the Zelda games.
Yes, correct.
So
that's my point. The new Xbox was going to have this in Infinity, Halo Infinite, as was there going to be a version for Xbox One. So if you still wanted to play it and you had Xbox One, you could play it. Could this be an underground way to say, if you want to play Infinite, you got to buy the new system?
No, because it's on PC.
Okay. If you're a PC guy, but there are people that are PC people and there are people that are console people.
Sure, right? Yeah. I mean, that's fair. And yeah, I'm a little bit of both. Yeah. But there are... the thing is, Microsoft, I think now, they're not as much... Yeah, conspiracist theorist.
Conspiracist theorist. Jacob.
Oh, man. I love Jacob. But Microsoft isn't so much focused now on selling hardware as they are selling their subscription service.
Okay.
So all of their first-party games go onto the subscription service. It's called Game Pass. Forever now will be referred to as Game Pass. So Game Pass is available for all the Xbox Ones and PC right now. Mm-hmm. And it will be available, obviously, for the newer Xbox. Jesus Christ.
That cat stuck the landing from the rafters.
That was amazing.
Wow.
So...
Star of the show.
Yeah, I know. So, I think that they were wanting everything to work on every system so that everybody would just get Game Pass to play the Halo game without having to pay $60 for it. And then they just keep Game Pass because it's a fantastic deal.
Yeah.
It really is. I have Game Pass. I was going to play Halo through Game Pass. I still will play Halo through Game Pass on whatever system. The PC probably. But that's really
the crux of the story then, if that's not the case, if it's not some underhanded way to try to sell the system.
Think it is.
You can tell me all day long that it's not their main priority to sell a bunch of hardware, but they still need to sell those fuckers. Like they're still trying to sell them.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah. They don't want to make it, and they're not going to make it, and they don't expect people to sell it or people to buy it. But people were going to buy the new systems anyway because that's what they do, and it is the definitive way to play whatever games that they're developing for next, because they're going to develop it for that hardware first, so it's going to run the best on there, except for probably PC, because PCs are just like they're their own ecosystem. They're so much more powerful and so much more varied than any one console. But from a console's perspective, they develop for the console first. So people would buy it because it's the definitive way to play all the Microsoft games that are going to be coming out, unless you have a PC. But if you don't have a gaming PC that's going to play all these games in ridiculous 4K, a billion frames a second and whatever, the obvious choice is to buy the $500 to $600 Xbox that lasts you for however many years. You don't have to go and drop $1,200 on a ridiculous PC that might last you half the time before all the parts get out of date. So I know I have the wrong title. Here. Right. Let me fix the title.
That's cool.
I don't know how to fix the title. How do I do this?
Title for what?
The stream.
Oh.
What are we calling this? Beer and Beef Jerky 4.
4.
It's the 4th episode.
Oh, awesome.
4th podcast. So that was just the big news. I want to go into a little bit more details as to like what kind of issues they're having. So 1080p is, for video games now, the bare minimum. 1080p is the bare minimum to play video games. Because now consoles are moving on to playing 4K and even like 8K. They're having 8K support, which is excessive, which is it's a bit much.
It's a lot of K.
But they're reporting having problems even getting to 900p.
That's 8,000.
Yeah.
Of what?
Okay, so 1080p, just imagine that screen. The screen right here that we're looking at, that's a 1080p screen. So a 4K screen is if you had the same dimensions, 4 of those panels put onto one screen. So each quadrant of that TV, of a 4K TV, would be 1080p a piece. So when you put them all together, that's 4K. Make sense?
No. That's cool.
Anyway,
I mean, I guess that means it's better.
It's clarity.
Okay. Looking
better, more detail, whatever. But they're having problems getting it to 900, like even to 900p, which is if you're having a game that can't reach 900p, then you don't need to put it out. Because they're having a lot of issues where, like, it reminds me of the 64.
Who's they?
Microsoft.
Wow.
343 Industries, the people developing Halo. So they're having problems with it not being able to even reach 1080p.
Wow.
And they're having problems with pop-in, which is when you get closer to something, all the buildings and whatever shit pops in. Mm-hmm. But it's supposed to already be there. Right. So they're having a lot of problems with that kind of ridiculous stuff. So
blame the pandemic.
I don't think they're blaming the pandemic. It's a pandemic and the hardware just being a hindrance on the whole project. But I think that, like, I understand where Microsoft wants to go with having this all-encompassing ecosystem, which is cool. But if they're trying to sell a console, then put your killer app on that console and have it only be on that console. That's like Nintendo doesn't put Zelda on PC because no one would buy the Switch.
Right.
So,
all right.
I don't know. That's just that. That's all I have for Halo news. But it's a very confusing situation, and we don't have there's also rumors that we're not going to see it until 2022.
Ooh.
So it was supposed to come out this holiday, and it might get delayed as far back as 2022. But if they put all their resources into developing, putting all the resources into developing the Xbox Series X, which is the new Xbox, and the PC version of it, and just forego the Xbox One version, which they were supposed to do that anyway. They wanted the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X games to be on both systems for 2 years of the Xbox Series life. The Xbox Series X's life. So if you wait that 2 years and then Halo comes out, you shouldn't have to worry about the Xbox One version.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be there. That's the best way to go about it, because you have this ultra powerful, super awesome Halo game that everybody that's bought an Xbox Series X in the last 2 years, or is waiting for Halo to buy it, or has a PC, they can all play it. You don't have to reward people for buying a console in 2013 with this brand new Halo game.
No.
So that's that. Yep. That's Halo news.
Halo news. Halo news of the week.
Halo news.
Our new segment.
Recently, it's a very weird development cycle, and it's really big because that was Microsoft's fucking ticket for this holiday. It's really weird.
Yep.
It's an odd thing happening. But of course, Halo news is not the only thing that's happened this week. Is it done? DC FanDome,
I believe, is over.
FanDome is over. And a whole lot of Batman came out of it.
A whole lot of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know anything about it besides the Batman. I didn't watch DC FanDome, but I watched all the announcement trailers revolving around Batman.
Yeah.
And they're big.
Yeah. So I guess what we want to do then, along with everyone else, is let's go ahead and watch a few trailers, because we got two of them that we're going to watch, the same ones that everybody else is watching. And of course, the Snyder Cut for Justice League, which is awesome.
Did you want to watch the Snyder Cut first, or do you want to watch the Batman first?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
So let's watch the Batman muted so we don't get in trouble.
Yes. I'm sorry, we have to watch. We're going to watch these and talk about them as we go, but we can't have the sound on because YouTube likes to shut people down for that. And by YouTube, I mean Warner Brothers. But
it's YouTube.
I mean, you know. But
oh man. So this trailer here.
Starts out right away. Batman.
So we've got this dude with some duct tape doing some crazy shit. I didn't know who this was. Apparently it's the Riddler. No more lies.
Yeah.
No more lies. The Riddler, played by Paul Dano. Very excited for his interpretation of the Riddler.
After watching this trailer, I've gotten more excited for Robert Pattinson's
dude. I've always been on board, and I forgot the guy's name. It's a brain fart. The guy that's played in Commissioner Gordon here, the African American fellow, the guy that was in Westworld and Hunger Games. Love him as Commissioner Gordon. But here's the coolest part. Yeah, Jeffrey something. Anyway, this is the part that I like. This is the version of Batman that walks around with the cops. The cops are saying, "Yes, come help us do our job."
Yeah.
So yeah, very dark.
We can pause it whenever we need to, if we need to.
No, I've always been on board with Pattinson. I've seen some of his other work other than Twilight. If you're just basing everything that you know about Pattinson on Twilight, of course you hate it.
And that's what I am.
But don't. So I know there's crazy shit going on. There's some clowns that look very Joker-like, but there's no mention of the Joker here.
Yeah, no.
You got Selena Kyle, who is played by Zoe Kravitz, who's also, I believe, in Deadpool 2, and a few other things. Maybe she was in The Joker.
Was she?
Gosh almighty. I don't
know.
Might be getting my actresses confused. But anyway, you got Selena Kyle, and you got Batman just kicking the shit out of somebody.
He just fucking destroys them.
Brutally.
Yeah.
I mean, hitting them when they're down.
Yeah.
I mean,
which is not something that you see.
Punching them after the bell.
Yeah.
So this is, from what we learned, this is like a year two Batman. This is, not the Batman as he first started. This is kind of like, hey, I've got some experience under my belt. I know kind of what I'm doing, but I'm still not quite there yet.
Okay.
And I don't know who he's talking to at the end of this, and I don't know why he always looks like the Winter Soldier.
He does. Oh man.
So 2021, the Riddler. Oh, I'm telling you what, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this. So what I do know about the Batman is that only 25% or so of the movie has been shot. So that trailer was put together with less than like a quarter of the movie being shot.
Oh, I thought the shooting was done.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we got a ways to go. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. But what a fantastic trailer, especially knowing that there's only. Now, of course, they could have went in and shot certain things for the trailer specifically.
I'm positive they did.
Yeah,
but
that I'm sure happened.
Yeah, no, and I've read a little bit about the development of this movie, where it started as an Affleck Batman thing that they were gonna do originally, and then they were like, okay, let's change it up a little bit, and then they brought in Pattinson, and they were like, okay, cool, let's make this separate from what they call the Snyderverse. So this is like a thing that's like because they've confirmed that they're keeping Ben Affleck's Batman.
Okay.
And this is going to be separate.
Okay. What a difference a week makes. So last week on the podcast, hated everything DC. It was just going downhill. I didn't know what was what. If they're going to officially say, if they already have, and I'm glad you said that,
they did,
that Affleck is the Batman of the DCEU, the Snyderverse, whatever they want to call it. I'm 100% cool with that because Ben Affleck is a perfectly fine Batman. He's been the victim of a couple shitty movies, but we'll see how people think about the Batman.
Yeah, I don't think he got a fair run, man.
Absolutely. Oh, God, no. No. I mean, he was just in Batman vs. Superman and Justice League.
Yeah, which were both bad.
Neither one were his fault. So I'm cool with that if you want to keep some cohesiveness going. And then on the side, you can tell all these alternate Batman stories, and I'm awesome. That's awesome. I hope they do that.
They are.
They continue to do it forever.
They are doing that. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to start like another cinematic universe where Robert Pattinson's Batman is in with like an alternate version of whatever, but I do know that this is separate from the Snyderverse.
I kind of hope they don't, because if they do that, that will be a microcosm of what basically DC Comics has been for the last 30 years.
Exactly. It's universes on universes on universes.
No, it's what's going on in the DC universe, and on top of it, it's all a bunch of fucking Batman stories on the side. It's Elseworlds this, it's that, it's the futuristic this, it's an alternate version of that. Now it's Batman Who Laughs, and all this stuff is happening somewhere else. Because Batman is too big for DC. I've always said that. He's too big for it. Like, Batman doesn't need DC. DC needs Batman.
Yeah.
And don't limit Batman's stories to what's going on in the DC universe as a whole, whether it's the comics or the cinematic version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's too many stories to tell. You know, if they want to do this right, and the DCEU turns into the Snyderverse, and you've got all these other players playing, well, Batman can only be a little part of that, or else it turns into the Batman universe as well.
Right.
And I'm completely cool with Batman just being a part, just a little cog in the wheel of the Snyderverse, and then on the side, tell all the Batman stories, tell the Court of Owls, tell Black Mirror, do the Killing Joke, do all those things. Do whatever you want with it. Yeah. Have fun with it because it doesn't affect the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
So you get the best of both worlds, and I think the audience would be on board for that.
I know I am.
Yes.
I'm super down for a bunch of awesome artistic Batman movies that aren't part of the Snyderverse, because make the Snyderverse a big awesome MCU competitor. That's awesome. I'll go watch those movies for what they are, but I want more things in the Batman universe like Joker. Because Joker was one of those movies that's like it's a one-time thing. It is a unique thing, but I want them to make more movies in that kind with that kind of mindset, where it doesn't have to be like action all over the fucking place and CGI ridiculousness. But
yes,
I'm down for artistic Batman movies, and I think Robert Pattinson can probably pull that off.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think people are going to be shocked by how. I hope that people are shocked.
I hope it's good, man. It looks good.
I've been all in on Pattinson since it started.
I hope it's good,
because I've seen a couple of his other movies, and he's going to be in this new movie with Tom Holland.
Oh yeah,
coming out on Netflix in a few weeks, which looks ridiculously good.
Yeah, what is that?
It's called The Devil All the Time. I believe is the name of it. So it looks like Pattinson's playing some kind of ridiculous small town the preacher kind of guy. I don't know. It looks like a really good movie with Spider-Man and Batman co-starring, as well as the Winter Soldier. And
well, that's
and a few other folks. But no, I've seen Pattinson off of the Twilight screen, and he's really good. He's really good. So I think he's not nobody's perfect. He's a really good casting for a younger, a year or two kind of Batman. He's not the grizzled veteran. Cool. He's not whatever, but he's a good, solid young Batman. Bruce Wayne. Can't wait.
He could be. We don't know yet.
But it looks
promising.
Let's go on to say this: that what makes Batman great are the surrounding villains, the characters around him.
Yeah. When was the last time the Riddler was in a movie?
Jim Carrey.
The 80s?
No, I mean the 90s.
90s, yeah.
Whichever Batman that was with Jim Carrey running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was fine. It was Jim Carrey. But anyway,
yeah, I guess so. But
this obviously looks like a more sadistic.
This is a very, very different incarnation of the Riddler.
Yeah, and there's a couple things I'm really excited about. Was again, I hope they do more of a detective story, because that's what Batman at his heart is.
That's why the Arkham games are awesome.
Yes. So if he can get down to being more of a detective and solving this murder mystery, which may or may not be the Riddler. Mm-hmm. I said it feels a little long Halloweenish to me.
I don't know.
From what I've heard, don't know if they're basing it on that or not, but that's exciting. The detective level. Like I said, I love the idea that he's walking around with the cops. The cops turn a blind eye to him. That's the version of the Gotham City PD that I liked.
Yeah, that's cool. Batman.
When they accept Batman.
Yeah.
Only in the room. What happens in the room when Batman stays in the room. You know, we still think he's a vigilante to the public. And I love, God, what is his name? Jeffrey Wright? I don't know. I love the new Commissioner Gordon. I love a lot about it, but it's really like Russell Crowe's in the movie. I think he plays the Penguin.
The Penguin and the Riddler are going to be in this movie.
Yeah, I think he plays the Penguin. Paul Dano plays the Riddler.
Interesting.
There's another. The cast is really, really good, like spectacular. But this is kind of like, from what I've heard, from what I've read, this is kind of like it's going to be the beginning of, this isn't the Riddler as his final version of the Riddler. This isn't the Penguin quite yet. It's the guy that becomes the Penguin.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the Joker kind of thing. The Joker was all about how do you become a Joker.
Right.
Well, this story might do the thing where, like, well, how does someone become the Penguin? How does someone become the ultimate version of themselves? Which is what Batman always is, right? Batman year 2, Batman year 1. It's how Batman becomes what he ultimately is.
Yeah.
So why not tell that story for them? Why do the villains already have to, have to have their shit together, right?
Right, really.
Let's follow. We've already learned from the Joker. We'll
tell a villain.
We'll watch a villain story.
Absolutely.
We'll watch it all day long.
Especially Batman villains.
Yeah, especially if you're going to do this thing where you have a trilogy of movies and you get to see them all grow together. Like, you see Batman become more of a Batman. You get to see Penguin come from like a small town politician to the Penguin, and you get to see Riddler from whatever he's going to do. I don't know. Like, this is such a different version of the Riddler. I can't even tell. I can't even tell what's going to happen.
I don't know.
So, for many, many reasons, I'm very, very excited. The trailer just kind of kicked it into high gear for me.
Yeah.
I was already excited about it because it's a Batman movie, and I was really positive about Pattinson's portrayal, and now it is exponential.
I didn't have any opinion on this movie because I didn't know anything about it. All I saw was that little tiny teaser before. I mean, just like everybody, like we always saw was a little teaser until this trailer. But yeah, no, I am very excited for this movie. I'm super pumped for it.
Yeah,
but
again, just the look of it, dude. This is like, you can tell the long Halloween story. You can tell Court of Owls. Oh my gosh. So, okay.
Yeah, we will report on what comes after.
Going to keep an eye on it.
Going forward, absolutely.
Now let's watch what everybody else.
Yes. So the second big trailer that everybody saw on this DC FanDome thing was the big boy, the Snyder Cut, which I'll go ahead and turn it on. while we talk because
Before we
I'm
talk,
one of these people.
boom.
Yeah.
Dark side.
People, yeah, there's one thing that
This is Darkseid himself. Now, this is what pisses me off about the original Justice League. It was supposed to lead into Darkseid. It was supposed to be like he's the Thanos of DC.
supposed to be.
He's the guy. They cut it all out. there was like a nugget of a mention of this character, and then you got this stupid shit with, I think it was in Batman vs Superman, yeah, where Lex at the end was like saying he's coming and all this, but it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's watch. So Darkseid is doing his thing with his stone face. Is that an armada in the background? I can't tell. Superman is just going through some shit here, man.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of mixed things about this trailer because, well, I mean, people were talking about the CGI looking shitty, but it's not done yet.
Yeah,
but it's not done.
Let's chill out.
But people were just dogging it for whatever reason because they were just like, okay, so it's just gonna, like, the whole thing is just gonna be all these deleted scenes.
Well,
and it's just like it's gonna be a rehash, a re-release of the same movie that we got, but with deleted scenes.
Characters. No, because
but no, that's not what it is.
It's a whole different movie, dude.
That's what, yeah. Essentially,
I mean,
that's what Zack Snyder said.
Yeah, Zack Snyder said I think they used 20% of what he did.
He said if that, I think.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a whole different thing.
Yeah, because so much of that movie was
different
direction,
and we're gonna see some more in the trailer here, but he wanted to humanize the story, and he was, from what I've read, he was going to do that through the character of Cyborg. Cyborg is a human being who just basically is robotic. He's not Superman. He's not Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
He's just a little more than Batman as far as that's concerned. So I think he was at the heart of the story. And what we know about what's going on with the Ray Fisher situation we talked about last week with him.
Yeah.
Talk about the alleged abuse and them trying to squash his career because of this and that.
Yeah.
It makes sense now. Like the pieces are falling together. Where Zack Snyder's saying, no, we wanted Cyborg to be the heart of this movie. And when you watch Justice League, Cyborg is barely there. So
yeah,
you could have seen some issues where it's like, you know what, fuck this Ray Fisher guy. We're going to cut him out of the movie because he's mad at us.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to keep relying on you for the comparisons between the Justice League movie because I've never seen it.
You need to watch it.
I want to watch it right before I watch the Snyder Cut because I think I want to build up and watch everything chronologically and then watch the Snyder Cut.
Yes.
I think that's probably the way to go.
It's a solid plan.
I want to wait, though.
As you will see here, and we'll just go ahead and continue. Hey, there's Jason Momoa taking his shirt off. I think that sells tickets. I'm not sure who's running the football. I don't know who that's supposed to be. But there's Batman or Superman in his black costume.
Yeah, people were saying, "Oh, okay, it's just Superman in a black suit." Was so?
Ezra Miller. I love him. Now here's the funny thing: we have to mute it because of the music. But I think this is a funny thing that you've got Leonard Cohen's version of Hallelujah playing during this.
Yeah,
which is famously or infamously done in the Watchmen movie during the sex scene between
that's right
Night Owl and the Silk Spectre
that's
up on the
right in the ship
up on the owl ship.
Yeah,
and people gave Zack Snyder a lot of shit about it. I think there's a whole bunch of memes out there. People kind of make fun of that version. So I think this is like his big like, fuck you motherfuckers, I'm playing this song again in my special cut. What are you gonna do about it? So Ezra Miller, there's fucking, I don't know why Cyborg was hitting a grave, but he was. There's Lois Lane and Ma Kent fading away into nothing. Oh my gosh.
Oh, another thing, they also announced that
oh yeah, is that Desaad? Is that his name? There again. God, he was just cut out of so much of the movie. There's Lois. There's the laser hitting the mother box.
What the hell's
There's the father of Cyborg, not working out for him. Got the Amazon showing up. That looks like Steppenwolf from Wonder Woman.
Steppenwolf was supposed to be a huge part of this.
Yeah, well, he was in Wonder Woman, I believe. Yeah, fucking Batman fending off all these crazy people. He's in the middle of the Speed Force. Yeah, like none of this, dude, and like none of this stuff. None of this. And what was on that guy's jacket? Can you rewind this?
Yeah.
Like how do you do that? I'm going backwards here.
Oh my god, give it to me.
wonder if you can pause it on that guy's jacket.
What guy's jacket?
Go back a little further. Oh, right. Well, yeah, what's his jacket say? You gotta go back more.
Oh my god.
Go back more and pause it, dude. How hard is this to do? Just pause it. And
He's only there for like a second.
almost there. Almost, okay. Gotham
City
City University. Yeah, see, that's
Who could that be?
Gotham City University. I mean, it had to be the person playing football, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But who is that? Vic
Yeah.
Stone? Is this Cyborg before he's
Is Cyborg from Gotham?
No, I think he's from Detroit. I think he's from Detroit. But like, I can't think of another Gotham City character from the Justice League. I don't know who that is. I'm stupid.
Well, what is this person doing?
I feel stupid. I don't know.
Like, because Cyborg doesn't have like telekinesis.
Is he crashing a bunch of ships to the ground?
That's what it looks like.
Is that what he's doing?
I mean, you're seeing the same shit that I'm seeing.
You got me. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. Just play.
nope.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So there's Cyborg coming to this. See, yeah, man, they cut. I'm just so pissed off. Cut Cyborg out. There's the Justice League in all their glory. Ship approaching. This Snyder cut. That is fantastic. Ezra Miller, who's going to be the comic relief of the thing, I believe, as well he should be. Ben Affleck, see, he's a perfectly fine aging Bruce Wayne. Gal Gadot is a perfectly fine specimen. I'm just, period.
You're awful.
I'm not awful.
No,
I'm
you're not.
100% correct.
Yeah, no, dude.
So listen, we're gonna watch 4
Looks
episodes of that shit.
Absolutely, we are, and we're gonna talk about it a lot.
We're not gonna watch a movie. We're gonna watch a 4-episode miniseries on HBO Max of that.
We sure will.
Man, I hope it's good.
I do too. Yeah, I don't remember many of the other movies that were a part of the DC cinematic or DC expanded
I don't even know.
DCEU. But from what I understand, people didn't really like all that much of what Zack Snyder was doing at first. So, but
Zack Snyder's hit and miss.
Listen, I like 300. I liked The Watchmen for what it was.
Watchmen was a fine movie.
I thought Watchmen was good.
It's a fine movie if you don't compare.
What up, Jaws? Coming up on the stream. Oh, how'd you all do in your tournament? Let me know. But yeah, no, I think that everything is going to be perfectly fine with the thing. I am very easily entertained. So if you throw a movie in front of me and it has a bunch of people that I'm not entirely super familiar with but have high hopes for, or I want these characters and I want everything to be portrayed like the MCU has done for Marvel characters. Yeah. It saddens me that all these cool Batman and DC villains and heroes and everything have just been shat on so hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've got news for you. I mean, like, DC started this whole thing, this whole comic book thing.
Hey, dude, top 15 out of 60 is not bad. Yeah. Keep going, though.
Yeah, they got a 25-year head start on Marvel, so there's a lot of good stories. You can tell a lot of good Superman stories and Batman stories and Flash and Green Lantern and Cyborg and all the...
Yeah, I mean, the blueprint is out there.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, it's not a formula that's impossible to copy.
No.
I don't think. Because I think Marvel's going to do, Disney's going to do the same thing with Star Wars. And see how that comes out. But
DC is a gold... DC has something that the MCU doesn't have, and that's Batman.
Yeah.
You know, that is Batman.
DC doesn't, or Marvel doesn't have definitively a comparison. DC has Batman, and that is their gold mine. But Marvel wants Spider-Man because Spider-Man is Marvel's gold mine, but they don't have him.
Well, I think
all the time.
I think they've proven that whatever they do is a gold mine. Because Black Panther made $1 billion.
Sure, but Spider-Man he's
Iron Man somehow, because of the MCU alone, became a household name.
They did a really good job.
Tony Stark is a household name now. He wasn't 12 years ago.
No.
So anyway, that's beside the point. DC FanDome. I kind of laughed it off with all the crazy shit going on with DC. I shouldn't have.
No, man. No, it was some real stuff. But
now listen. They can still fuck it up.
They absolutely can. The Snyder Cut could be bad. The Batman, we could have just seen all the good parts of it.
The
so
best there was.
We don't know. They could fuck it up, but they did a really damn good job on Joker. They did a really good job on Joker. They can make an artistic Batman universe story. They can do it.
They can.
Just do it again. Just goddamn it, do it again. But we are approaching we are at the 45-minute mark.
All
I
right.
think we should do one more trailer. Let's go for the Batman game.
Awesome.
New Batman universe game. It is not actually a Batman game because Batman is super dead in it.
Well, thank you for the spoiler.
That's not a spoiler. That's in the trailer. That's what happens in this trailer. I have to mute it for copyright reasons.
No,
I'm so
play
sorry.
the sound.
Oh my god.
This is out there in the world.
I can't see the sound.
It's in the ether.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to move our camera.
Yeah, it's out there in the world. There's no copyrighted material on here.
I guess. Alright.
So what's this game called?
This game is called Gotham Knights.
KN?
Knights.
Alright.
It's gonna be, I think it's cool looking, but we don't know a whole lot about the actual game. Let's watch the trailer for a second, and then we can talk about it.
Alright, so we've got some radio broadcast. Something's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Wayne's dead. But is he though?
I mean, yeah, man, we saw a bunch of the story. I mean, he's gonna be super dead, but is he not gonna have
Cold Black. Oh shit.
No, it's not copyright infringement, sir. Sam.
If you're watching this, I'm dead. Cold Black.
Oh shit.
Jaws, you need to play these Batman games. They're fucking awesome.
So
Automatically triggered when I destroyed the cave and everything it contained.
So Bruce Wayne is sending a death message to the Bat family.
Yep. And speaking of the Bat family, you're gonna have to go over that a little bit.
Never trusted us since Jim died. Gotham will need its protectors more than ever. I'm leaving the Belfry as base of operations. Some of the technology is outdated, but it has the gear you need in all of my files. You've always had my back when I needed you. I know you keep Gotham safe. Good luck.
Who's the Robin?
And goodbye.
I don't know. I wonder who that is.
Alright, so we got Robin.
Oh, there's a gameplay video. That's cool. I might need to do a follow-up video for this.
Batgirl, Batwoman, one of the two.
Yeah, okay, so...
Not sure which one.
Yeah, you just saw all these characters. We just recently talked about the Bat family a bunch in your most recent top 13 because I'm putting this out next week. So who are these people?
I don't know.
We can go back a little bit.
I mean, no. I mean, they keep on popping up.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly who these are. I mean, you got Robin, but I don't know if it's it's a Jason Todd Robin, if it's Tim Drake Robin, if it's a different Robin.
I don't think who it is really.
It's not Dick Grayson because he's Nightwing, and I see Nightwing's in here.
Nightwing's in here, is he?
But you've got Batgirl or Batwoman, one of the two. Don't know which iteration of it. And then we've got another character that I don't know who it is. I don't know if this is a new version of the Red Hood or some other character. I don't know.
The Red Hood was a bad boy.
I mean, he was. I mean, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know.
Well, okay. Let's
Hit play. So we've got the Bat family.
We have Robin.
Robin doing his thing. Kicking much
Robin
ass.
looks like he's going to be a fucking fun character to play. So that's Batwoman? Batgirl?
I assume. I mean, she just fucking slams the dude.
Is that Nightwing?
That's Nightwing doing crazy shit.
Okay.
And again, I don't know.
And that's
who that
Batpool.
is.
That looks like Deadpool if he was Batman. So I don't know
Batpool.
who that is.
That is Deathstroke / Batpool / whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a cool game.
I mean, so far we have about no gameplay, real gameplay. Like, this is all just a cinematic trailer. But if there's an actual gameplay video, I want to do a video going over that at some point.
They have transformed from crime fighters to vigilantes, and from vigilantes to heroes.
Yeah, so that's a cool ability. I like the whole teleportation thing. I wonder if this is going to be a next generation game.
I would hope so. From heroes. Mr. Freeze. From heroes to knights.
Gotham Knights is what this game is called. So this is cool because I think this is going to be part of the same universe that the Arkham games are a part of. I could be entirely wrong about this. This could be false information. I could be lying.
You're wrong a lot.
I hate you. Not wrong about that. So this could be part of the Arkham City, the Arkham whatever they're called, Asylum, Origins, City, Knights. There's a bunch of those games. But the same studio was developing a game for the same studio that made all those games is developing a Suicide Squad game. Which is interesting. I haven't seen a whole lot about that, but I think this is a different studio, but I think it might be the same universe.
I can't wait for Suicide Squad 2.
The movie?
I cannot wait.
Isn't it just like a redo?
It is a redo. Yeah.
Redo.
By the writer, director.
Oh my god.
The cat just fell down the steps, ran down the steps.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, by the writer / director of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh.
Volume 1 and 2, James Gunn.
Big deal. Those movies are great.
Yes, anyway.
Either way, yeah. So rest of the trailer is a big thing because it hasn't been covered cinematically yet.
Talks about them. The fucking Court of Owls, dude. Court of Owls. Creepy ass fuckers.
I know, man.
All the little coffins. Ooh, I like this version better. This is way cooler than the comics. This looks like the Matrix.
This looks like Monsters Inc. If Monsters Inc. was spooky.
Yeah, in the comics, they're just a bunch of like concrete sarcophaguses below Gotham City. Oh, the Talon. All right, dude.
2021, man.
If you're gonna tell me that you get to play with the Bat family because Bruce Wayne is dead, and then it's gonna bring in the Court of Owls. If you haven't read the Court of Owls, you do not know what you are missing.
I haven't, and I will.
Take a couple hours of your time and read it.
I will. You have it, right?
So yes, of course.
Yeah, I want it.
So good.
Yeah, but no, that's the big thing.
Ooh.
That's the thing. I don't know. I think I might be more excited for this than the movies, but because I'm a video game kind of guy.
Yeah.
But no, this is going to be a very, very interesting take on Batman games because we don't have a lot of games that are Batman centric that don't revolve around Batman. Like in the Batman universe, I don't think we have any. I don't know that we have
I'm
any.
telling you, dude, it's video games, movies. It hasn't been explored, man. It's been touched upon, and they've thrown some. Batgirl's got a CW show and whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But it hasn't been done right, at least, to my knowledge. Now, Nightwing is in the Titans show on HBO Max.
Okay.
On the DC Universe app.
Sure.
Really good show.
I believe it.
Really good show.
Yeah, everything on HBO Max is good.
Graphic and
apparently.
adult.
Yeah.
But as a whole, like Batman's interactions with his family, I mean, that is a huge, huge part of who Batman is now. For 50 years, it was just Batman was the father figure to Robin.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, it's like, oh no, I've got this entire family, and I am their leader.
Right.
So it's like I'm no longer a loner in the shadows. I've got this family to take care of, and I have to trust them.
Thanks for the follow, the real Sizzix.
Yeah. Batman trusting other people is a huge step, and that hasn't been touched upon because you can't touch upon it unless you have the family around him.
Yes.
So it's a great story for the great Batman to fail only to be lifted up by his protege, and then that story will be a great one when it's told. If and ever it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think a fragment of that can be told, at least in this game, because these games aren't just awesome gameplay. They're really awesome stories. Joe can talk for hours about those games.
I can already tell you Bruce Wayne's not dead. He's not dead.
I mean, you never know. This game could take place on the game timeline whenever.
Yeah.
He could just be out of commission.
Do you want to go ahead and hear
You never know.
my guess on what's the storyline is, where it's going to take you?
Let's take bets now.
Batman's going to be one of the Talons.
What?
Yeah. You don't know the storyline of the Court of Owls.
No,
but
I don't.
I think Batman is going to end up there. I think the Court of Owls is somehow, if they haven't already, maybe they triggered the Cold Black. Maybe they did all this stuff, and they've taken Bruce Wayne to take his DNA and turn him into one of the Talons. And that might be who they have to end up fighting at the end, is the Talon version of Bruce Wayne.
Well, if you're right about that,
that's my guess.
I'll give you $1.
Okay.
So this has been a lot of Batman. We've done an hour of Batman almost.
Yeah, that's enough for today.
So
we had another segment. We're going to cut it.
Yeah. I think we're
going to shelve it.
I think we might save that for later or so. But of course, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
For all the people live, it looks like we have all of about 4 viewers.
Sweet.
3 of which I know who they are.
That is 400% more than usual.
It is, yeah. So yeah, no, I am always super excited about new Batman stuff, especially new Batman video games, because we've been waiting for so long for these awesome Batman games, and it looks like this one's going to be next gen, and the stuff that next gen games are going to be able to do is just awesome because of how everything is going to be done in game development. But of course, let us know what you think in the comment section down below on YouTube.
Yes.
Because this will be reposted on YouTube in 1 week. And let us know what you think about all this Batman stuff, because it's exciting to say the least.
I'm excited.
And of course, give the video a like if you liked it and dislike it if you didn't. And thank you all for watching. And we'll see you on the next one.